Journey Together's here, but it's looking like the destination is frustration. Journey Together, controversial from the start, from the get-go. We live in a time where just getting a mainline set is a difficulty, and I get how frustrating that is. Got this from my local game store. They were selling at here's our box topper. So we can see on the cover. Let's talk about this from on the cover. This is the enhanced booster. I'm not quite sure yet if the future lines will not be the enhanced version. Our display box folded over nicely. I can imagine trying to see one of these at a shelf somewhere, right? Here's our promo. Wow, that is beautiful. That is one of the best looking promos I've seen in a long time, I gotta admit it. One booster box today is what we're going through. I got this from my local game store. The price I paid on it, $220. Now I do believe that that is a bit below the current MSRP. I think that's not MSRP market rate, but a little bit below. Not like we're exactly getting a deal, a little over $6. Wilmer, fun art on that. And we're going to pretend I pronounced that name properly for our hit, the Lycan Rock. But a bit over $6 per booster, I think, is about what this comes to. And it's just kind of the time we're in. I got up super early to try and catch this. And I have some interesting notes and thoughts about this, comparing it to the Prismatic Evolutions release. The difference with this was, for GameStop in the morning, there was definitely a line. For MSRP, there were people ready to go to try and get this product. But later, at my local game store, where it had, they have things in stock, where people knew that they would be selling a bit over MSRP, nothing. There was not a line whatsoever. And if I compare that to Prismatic Evolutions, there was definitely a line. There was a major line for Prismatic Evolutions. And that gives me a couple signals about a couple things, and I'm interested in your thoughts. Let's have this discussion. Oh, awesome! Iono's friend, Kilowattrell. This is a chase card. That centering looks fantastic. Wow. Okay, it's like shush. I don't want to hear your potential thoughts. We're gonna lay that one down. The Butterfree looking excellent there. Illustration rares are back with the partner Pokemon. But the thing I want to mention about that was everyone's in line for MSRP. People wanted to get it. They wanted to get that feeling of getting something that feels scarce at the retail price. But the interesting thing is that people were willing to pay people were not willing to pay above market price for the most part for this product. Is for what I was seeing from our first EX, the Among Us. It kind of plays into the sentiment, I think, of where things are at in the Pokemon market right now. I think people, including myself, because I don't even know what's in this set. I know there's a Clefairy. I knew the promo. There's a Salamence. That's about all I know. Because lately, I'm just really not engaged with Pokemon product. I'm not paying much attention to the videos that are being posted. Yo, our first full art trainer. It's a ruffian. Like, hey, come over here, kid. I got something for you. It's secondary market prices. That's why he's a ruffian. And I think there's fatigue right now, truthfully, because you have a choice when you watch content. If you're going to watch Pokemon influencer content where they're doing market commentary, things like that, you can only choose to engage so much in what is honestly negativity. I mean, how many times can you listen to that there's not enough product? How often can you listen to Tyranitar looking thick? I could listen to that all day. How often can you hear about this person got so much product and they're selling it this much above retail? I mean, there's only so many times you can hear the same version of the story before you are really choosing to participate in the negativity. I get that the negativity exists out there, but we have a choice whether or not we're going to choose to engage with it. We have the choice on whether or not we're going to allow it into our lives continuously. I totally resonate with the idea that it is not fair. Totally resonate with that. People should not have to pay, I get it, in an ideal world, above MSR. Look at that outline, that's fun on that Toad Skull. That's a very strange pose. Why? Mr. Mime's already on timeout. Mr. Mime's already on, like, we're watching. This is not helping the case. I get it, though. People should not have to do it in an ideal world, right? But we know that that's the case right now. And it stinks. But we can only choose to engage with it so much where we're watching content that just makes us upset. We know the type of reaction we were going to get. We know the type of feeling we're going to leave watching those videos with. We could use a hit. We could use another hit. We've got a full art trainer so far. We got that illustration rare, and a very nice illustration rare too, I should say. But we have a choice, and that's just what I want to say here, is that I get that things are bad. We have to remember they're not always going to be bad. There will become a time where stuff's going to sit on shelves again, and we're not going to be running at the crack of dawn to try and get it. The Bagon reverse holo. Ins Dar Man Natan. The monkey thing that turns the stone. I love this guy. Oh, Ins Zorak. Hey, we're getting a lot of Ins cards. That's cool. I think In's such a cool character. I really liked Black and White. Those are like the last games that I really got into. Good story to them. This could be part of the catalyst that starts to change the market. People get fed up. They don't want to wake up at the crack of dawn to pay over MSRP prices to try and get some cards. They choose to just not participate. And then you have people who are buying the cards who have no intention of actually keeping them, who want to flip them. And when they don't have a market to flip it to, that's when you start to see a change to the market overall. And this could be part of that change. It really could. I know it's such a small sample case to say, and tell me, let me know in the comments where you're at. Did you get in line? I mean, GameStop, again, I'm not gonna try and make the case that GameStop is not going absolutely crazy for retail, but that's where people who are scalping, they're trying to take advantage of the situation. They know that they're supposedly, anyway, supposed to be an audience who's going to pay more than the retail value. But people only have so much patience and tolerance for that before that changes. So while we're opening this product, I'm not trying to complain. I feel super fortunate that I'm opening this today. I supported the local game store, got a booster box so that we could look at the new stuff together. This will be all that I'm getting. I'm not trying to get a bunch of boxes. I'm going to wait for the market to change. And you know what? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. There will be more products in the future. This is obviously cool. They did some really nice arts, I hear. I don't really know much of what's in this set, but it's not worth the headache and the stress of feeling like I'm constantly missing out and that the world is just against me right now. It's just, there's so many more things we can be doing with our lives, okay? And if you're someone who has collected Pokemon for a super long time, and you're thinking this isn't right, like there's a bunch of people in my hobby or there's a bunch of people in this space that really don't have business being here, they just want to be in it to exploit, to try and get money. Unfortunately, where there's a dollar to be made, there's a dollar to be exploited, and it's a universal truth. It's not just with Pokemon, it's not just with collectible hobbies. It's an unfortunate truth of the world. But the thing that, hey, we got an EX there. The Tapu Koko, Sun and Moon era. The thing that we can control is how we react to it. And you may notice that I'm not doing many market analysis videos right now. I've only done a couple. And the ones that I do, they're not videos about frustration. They're usually touch grass videos where I'm giving you the numbers of historical print runs, what we've seen from Pokemon and their behavior, how they choose to print. This illustration rare is our number 2. Looking really nice. Big fan of that. It looks great for a hit. Metagross. So other things I found, Best Buy, they were putting limits on the amount you could buy. Some stores were doing 2, some were doing 8, some were doing 6. I was hearing numbers from different people. I was talking with different friend groups about what they were, finding out what they were encountering. And for me, this is what I was able to get my hands on. I pre-ordered from GameStop 10 sleeve booster packs, so I got that. I wanted to have something to try and open day of, but had it not been for this YouTube channel, I would not have been up. I would not have been rushing out there to get it. I gotta play the game too, and I get it's hypocritical in some ways. I gotta play the game of being one of the people who comes to YouTube with this. I gotta take every type of bit of leverage I can get, and I get that can feed into scalpers. I bought from a local game store, but do whatever you need to do and how you choose to engage and enjoy the product. If you're choosing to buy this from a secondary reseller, don't let someone beat you down. We all choose to participate in this hobby differently. And for some people, it can be that I'll call it put the hand on the stove, or maybe it's not putting hand on the stove. Maybe the fun cost of paying 30, 40, 50 extra dollars for your booster box to be able to be one of the first people to open it, or to be able to open it sooner rather than later, is worth it to you. You know, if you were to compare it, maybe $50 is a night that you're not going out to dinner. I'm not here to make those choices for you, and I respect people and how they arrive to their own conclusions. Reggie Rock. Where I'm ultimately leading with all of this is that I'm optimistic. I really hope that you can weather this storm, that you're not so frustrated that you say, I'm done with Pokemon, but maybe if you feel so frustrated that you say, I'm just going to take a break, or I'm not going to stress myself out that I cannot get the new product on the day of, and then I got to be a little, play the wait game, right? I got to play the wait game, something like that. Those things are okay. Those things are okay. Whoa, what do we got going on here? What do we got going on here? Hey, Zacian EX. Sword and Shield making its return. Halfway through our box here, so I'm gonna start to change my tone. You know, I want to enjoy these cards now. You know, let's enjoy it. I will make some other comments too about just what I'm thinking and feeling. Prismatic Evolutions, I haven't been able to find it whatsoever. I've done 2 openings on here, and that was some stuff that I'd gotten from the Pokemon Center. I've not seen any of it in the wild. Zero in the wild. Butterfree. Did you have some easier luck getting Journey Together in stores? So something tells me that stores are preparing for this, and Pokemon, they are aware of what's happening with sell-through rates. We saw with, what was it, Destined Rivals, the new set that's got the Rocket cards mixed in with it, that they limited the pre-orders for the Pokemon Center ETBs to 1. Did I get one? No. I was sad about that, but it's a step in the right. Oh, this is okay. I know this is a chase. This is a chase right here. Lily's Clefairy EX. It's the full art trainer with Clefairy. That's so awesome to see. Wow. This looks great in person. This is really cool. Halfway through our box. Yeah, I love Pokemon. I'll never quit this. I've done it my entire life. You know, we take breaks, we engage in it at different amounts of times, and I really encourage and hope that you find it to be that too, because please don't let the behavior of other people and how they're choosing to participate in the hobby right now change how you can have something that you get to enjoy for really the majority of your life, right? If we think about the grand scheme of the amount of time that Pokemon's existed, and it's had its times, you know, and truth be told, not to shake the hornet's nest here, I think these types of times are also kind of what makes it exciting, that we know that there's a hobby out there that gets people excited. There's a hobby out there that makes people want to participate. You want to throw kicks like Blaziken right here. I don't know. Maybe I'm hopelessly optimistic. I would point to the sales history is what I would do. I would point to our history of print runs and how Pokemon has reacted to the markets, knowing that they print to the demand that exists in the market, and they have to forecast, and the forecast was just behind. There was no way to really know what was going to happen in August and how it was going to go so crazy. So the rest of our packs here for box number 1. Be interested to see how long this box takes to chop up in the edit. Want to make sure that we get your time. And if you really think I'm too off my soapbox, if you're like, Chris, I really don't want to hear you talk like that. I just want to see you do the cards, be excited about it. I got to be honest, though. I mean, like, I'm feeling a certain way, and I have a feeling that you watching right now may share some of the same feelings and things that I have. This release felt better to me than Prismatic Evolutions, and I would not be surprised if they get more things in order. Now, GameStop, they're stopping with pre-orders because they can't guarantee what they're getting in stock. So that's an interesting update, that GameStop's just stopping with their wow. Lily's Ribombi. Lily coming back. We're getting a lot of the Lily cards, which is pretty cool. Lily there, and our hit Snorlax again. Just remember, these times they help bring into perspective how good we have it when stuff is not flying off the shelves, when Pokemon sits around and goes on clearance because everyone's saying, oh, they printed so much of it, those cards are never going to be worth anything. Those are times now that we wish for, right? We wish for those times. I'll pep it up. I'll be a little more positive now. I'm not even being negative. I wouldn't say that I'm even being negative. I'm just calling it how I feel and how I see. And right now, it is a market that is competitive. It is leaving certain people feeling excluded. And I'm gonna be honest. I gotta be honest with you. I think there's also a lot of people who genuinely want the product right now, who did not want it when stuff was sitting around. That's just what it is. It's what it is. Clefairy coming through. Look at it. It's got the little it's like a metronome ball. It's a little. It's doing a Kamehameha. Could you imagine Clefairy doing some key blasts? No special illustration. We got the one full art so far. A lot of opportunity though. A lot of opportunity still to get a big hit. Salamence is like the only card that I can really think of. I think the special illustration Lily's Clefairy is cool, but I'm not too much of like a trainer collector. You know, I don't get like super excited about that stuff. I think they're cool, but they're not my collecting specialty. Like Prismatic Evolutions was definitely more my cup of tea. However, I do think the Rocket cards coming out, those are going to be cool. And I also like Ho-Oh. I think Ho-Oh getting a little limelight in the next set is very cool. But time will first have to tell us what happens with this set. This set has got a whole lot of things to get measured on and be proven on. Prismatic Evolutions, I think, is going to forever be a tough one. It's just going to forever be a tough one. We're going to get more supply, but I think as much as the supply comes in, the market's going to want to gobble it up. And just because the market's going to gobble it up doesn't mean there won't become a point where there is a sufficient amount that the price comes down and is reasonable. I mean, Pokemon is well aware of the numbers that they're seeing, and they are the most successful franchise in the history of the world. This is not their first rodeo of going through a chaotic period where people are ripping stuff off the shelf. So I feel some confidence that we're gonna see some positive things come down the line. 6 packs left from our first ever Journey Together box. I do not predict we'll be doing any more booster boxes anytime soon. So if you're enjoying this content, I really do appreciate it if you hit the subscribe. I do this because I love the hobby. I love collecting, and I think it's cool to be able to have these types of conversations and be able to get this stuff on camera, especially, I mean, at a point right now where things are hard to acquire. I understand. For our hit, ooh, Salamence EX, doing it's like a hyper beam, looks like, or maybe it's like a dragon blast, something like that. I also do Magic the Gathering, and I have a collection of oddity collectibles as well, but primarily on the channel so far I have only done Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. And truthfully, my Magic content does much better. I think there's a lot more Pokemon collectors out there who are trying to do videos and do this kind of thing. So, you know, all respect. I'm just competing against a lot more people, and I know that I gotta keep working hard. I gotta keep working hard at it. Oh, is this the gold card? Iona's Belly Bolt. Yeah, I mean, is this a full art? Is this the full art like our Lily's Clefairy? So 2 full art trainer Pokemon. I really like how they have these hollowed out like silhouette trainers in the background. I think they did a nice job with this art choice. This card looks fantastic. Did we get our value back from the box? Probably not. Probably not. The card quality though looks very nice, and I got to give Pokemon credit on that as well, where we're in a time where they could try and churn out and just pump out a bunch of products and print a bunch of stuff. We exist in an environment where they could be doing that. It looks like they're really still keeping up that print quality, which is important. I mean, because then that would be something that we complain about, right? The print quality is not good. Kudos to Pokemon. We're entering our last 3 packs here, and it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun cracking this booster box. Maybe I feel a certain level of like pressure that I needed to commentate on how I feel about this market, because Yeah, let's talk about that. If you got your hands on this product and you want to open it and you're engaging in the product, don't feel guilty. You do not have to feel guilty that you got your hands on the hobby that you love and that you're trying to participate in it. Like, I feel like there's almost a stigma around now, even the collectors, because, you know, not everyone can be happy, so no one can be happy. And it's only when everyone has the availability and there's no pressure on the product that's when people can choose to open their Pokemon packs. No, totally disagree with that. So if you find yourself feeling that type of pressure, no, you deserve to be able to participate in the hobby that you love and enjoy the cards. You definitely deserve that. And I'm going to say that to myself right now too as I open this last pack here. So if you enjoyed the content, please do hit the subscribe. My name's Chris. I love collectibles. I love doing this stuff, and I'm so happy we get to do this together. If you hit the like, leave a comment. Let me know what you've thought about the conversation today. If you agree, disagree, if you're trying to get your hands on this set, and what you think the future of Pokemon holds. You know, maybe you're like a Cubone and real sad, or maybe you're like our Larvitar and just hanging around, or maybe you're like our Bellybolt EX. Maybe you're like Bellybolt EX. It could be that, but hey, I had a lot of fun opening this, and I had a lot of fun having the conversation with you. Well, that was our first journey together. Pun intended, not intended. And regardless of the soapbox that I was on there, I really did enjoy opening the product. The arts are fantastic. Pokemon has hit it out of the park again. They are just on a tear with giving us great sets. Obviously, the caveat there being if you can get your hands on them. If you are feeling down right now, or if you're feeling excluded, you're feeling left out, please know that it is not a forever thing. It's a right now thing, and that this hobby is so much bigger than the last 6 months. There's going to be a time where we're able to get these products at a fair price, and we're able to collect and trade and not have in the back of our minds, are we taking product away from someone else, or should we feel a little buyer's guilt that we have something that other people may or may not deserve? Those are all mind games. Engage in the hobby, enjoy it, love it. That's why we're all here, and in time we will have better days. For those times, to see product cracked, please hit that subscribe button. My name's Chris. I really do genuinely appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here, and look forward to catching you possibly in one of these videos or the next one. Until then, stay safe. Much love to you. Cheers.